Hi everybody, my name is Janet. I'm here at the Highway City Community Science Center again, and we're back so that we can do another project. And today we're going to learn about leaves. We're going to learn about their function on a plant, and we're going to learn about all of their structure, all of their parts, so that you can figure out exactly what they do and how they help us out. Leaves are the part of the plant or the tree that makes the food for the plant or tree. What happens is that when photosynthesis occurs, the plant gets water through its roots, and then it absorbs carbon dioxide through its leaves, and it also takes in the energy of the sunlight that it's getting through the leaves as well, and it's turning all those three things into sugar that it can eat. So it's the food for the plant. So that's why the leaves are really important parts of the tree or plant structures, because they create the food for the tree or the plant. Let's take a closer look at the different types of leaves we can have. So leaves are usually thin, flat, and green. Some of them have these edges that look different, so they have spikes, and some of them are smooth. And you can see we have all different kinds of shapes of leaves. Some leaves can have wavy edges, and some leaves can be different colors. Some of them can be red or yellow naturally. There are some plants that even have leaves that look like they're pink. But for the most part, leaves are usually green, and that's because of the chlorophyll that is in the leaves. Chlorophyll is a molecule that absorbs the sunlight. So that's how the light energy of the sun is absorbed by the leaves, so that they are able to do the photosynthesis process and the plant can feed itself. So we have different types of leaves. These are all single, simple leaves, right? We have single ones, but then we also have these kinds of leaves. So there are multiple leaves opposite of each other on this stem right here. And then we have these types of leaves, which there's multiple leaves on one stem. So here's the stem, and there's multiple leaves on a bunch of different little stems. And here we have all the leaves on one stem. And we also have here, you can see in more detail the other parts. So you can see the stem, as we pointed out, the stem would be here. These are all stems, right? And we also have the stalk. So the stalk is the main part of the plant. This is where our water and minerals flow through to get to our leaf, and they go through the stalk into the stem and then into the leaf through the veins. And so the veins act kind of like the bones of the leaf. The veins allow the leaf to stay open, to stay flat, and to move around in the direction of the sun. Maybe sometimes you'll notice that the plant leaves of a plant are facing a certain direction, but then at the end of the day they're kind of facing a different direction. That's because the leaves will move throughout the day with the sun, so that they can catch the most light energy possible from the sun. One last thing to learn about leaves that's really interesting is that they have these little things called stomatas, and they're found all over the leaf, on the front, on the top part and the back part. And what stomatas do is they allow oxygen and CO2, or carbon dioxide, to flow through the plants, through the leaves. So whenever they do the photosynthesis process, we know that they need CO2, right? So this is where they absorb it. And we also know that oxygen, the air that we breathe, is a byproduct of the photosynthesis process. So the oxygen that plants give us, that's where it comes out of. So CO2 goes in, oxygen comes out of these stomatas. And that's it for our leaf anatomy. Now let's go ahead and check out some of the leaves that we have outside. For today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a leaf imprint. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna find any leaf, 1 leaf, 2 leaves, 3 leaves, as many as you want from outside. I went outside and I picked up these 2 leaves, and they're from the same tree, so they're the same kind of leaf, but one is a little bit more dry than the other. This one is still yellow, and it has maybe a little bit of green if you can see it, but this other one is totally dry, and as you can tell, it's become bent because it's so dry. And then lastly, I got this other smaller leaf, also from a tree outside of the shop, and this one, like you could tell, it's a lot smaller than the other 2. So your leaves might look different, but that's okay. There's all kinds of different leaves and you know, we learned that some of them look different, and that's totally okay. You should be able to do it with any leaf that you have outside of your house. If you're gonna go outside, please make sure that you put on a coat, put on a mask, and that you clean your hands with soapy warm water when you come back from outside from picking leaves, because you could get your hands really dirty. The other thing that we're gonna need for our project that should come in your baggie that you or your parents have picked up from your community center. There should be paper in there, and there should be crayons or colored pencils. If you would like, you can definitely get creative with this, and maybe if you have your own crayons or colored pencils, you could add a bunch more colors to your project. There's only going to be a couple of crayons in with your bag, but again, you can use your own and make it a lot more colorful. Let's start. Okay, here we have all of our materials that we just named. We have our pieces of paper, we have our crayons, and we have a few leaves that I went ahead and picked from outside from under a tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my crayons, and actually, since I only got these two colors in my bag and I wanted one more color, I went ahead and I grabbed another one. You can do this as well. You can make it different colors, blue, purple, green, whatever you like. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna check out these leaves. I'm gonna go ahead and touch them, feel it, and what I wanna do is I wanna find the side of the leaf that has the roughest texture, so that feels the roughest. So if you can feel the veins, you can see here that the leaf has veins throughout, right? We talked about how the veins are like the bones of the leaf. So you wanna be able to feel those. On the other side, you can see them as well, but it's smooth. You can't actually feel the veins as much here. So you wanna flip it over. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our piece of paper and we're gonna put it over our leaf with the vein texture side up. And then we're gonna go ahead and flatten our paper over it, make sure it's flat. And I'm gonna go ahead and just take the brown color and I'm gonna go like this. So that gives me a partial imprint of my leaf. And then I'm gonna go over on the side like this, get the other side, and go on the other side like so, and get the other part of the imprint. And so this gives me a really cool imprint of the leaf. I can see all of the different veins and kind of see the shape of the leaf here. So it's a really cool way to see and save the leaves, because these will eventually get too dry and you know they'll flake apart and break. So you want to also get leaves that are not too dry. Well guys, that was it for today. Thanks for coming by and watching the video. I hope you had fun going outside and picking the leaves. Again, make sure that you put on a coat and that you wash your hands with soapy warm water when you come back from picking your leaves, so that you keep your hands clean. If you want to learn more about our other science videos, or if you want to join the science programs, go ahead and check out our information here. Until next time, bye guys.